A police operative attached to Otocha Area Command, Anambra, is a local government area of Anambra State, has shot dead a youth in the area. It was gathered that the youth had a disagreement with the policeman at the checkpoint, during which one of them quickly pulled the trigger and shot him dead. The incident happened on Saturday and has greatly unsettled the area as youth protested the action of the police. Reacting to the inquiries, the State Police Command's spokesperson, Tochukwu Ikenga, said the command was aware of it and had taken control. While the subject of controversy is unclear, road users in the country have often lamented extortions by security operatives on Nigeria's highways. In the meantime, stakeholders in the southeast are worried that too many security checkpoints in the southeast is a major cause of issues and face-off between the police and commuters, and want the authorities to do something about this. Let's have this chat with Ambassador Ejike Eze, who is a retired foreign service officer and, of course, a former essay to the former president Olusegun. Ambassador, thank you for coming on the news night. Yeah, we hear this happened as a result of disagreement, between the police and the youth, over 100 naira during one of them pulled the trigger. Can you walk us through, perhaps you have the information, what exactly do you think happened at the checkpoint that led to this tragic incident?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And the issue of checkpoints in the southeast is actually worrisome. This is not something new to many Nigerians. In the southeast, especially in the southeast, let me speak more about the southeast. I don't know about other places. But we find a situation where policemen and other security agencies mount roadblocks, 3 roadblocks, and then begin to control traffic. Most times on special assigned operations, but they find that what they actually do is just extortion, collection of money from motorists and travelers, just that. They don't even ask you what you're carrying in your boot most times, except when they think that they can get more from you, then they ask you to clear. But then, it's so common in the southeast, and the people are really worried, especially now that the end of year is close by, and we Southeasterners always go home for Christmas. I traveled from Nsukka to Oka last 2 months, and I counted 54 checkpoints in a distance of less than 50 kilometers. 54. So you find every 200 yards you have the army, you have the police, you have the customs, you have all manner of the NDLE, and so many others. The police especially has so many divisions that are mounting roadblocks. And sometimes you don't even see their names or their rank. All you see is SF written on their body. And this is been of concern to many of us who see it.
Why do you think that is happening? Because in a short distance, kilometers, you have 54, like you counted, from your personal experience, exactly. 54 checkpoints on the highway. Why do you think this is happening?
I must be candid. I cannot fathom a single reason why we have this number of checkpoints. But it's assumed it's as a result of crime rate, which I don't agree with. Agreed, there are a lot of economic activities. I think the major thing that propels these police and security checkpoints is just, a way of embarrassing our people, harassing them, intimidating them, extorting money from them, collecting all kinds of levies from motorists, which is having a lot of impact on the economy. Because for a traveler coming from Kano all the way with goods, getting to the east, it begins to encounter a number of checkpoints. And most times they pay in each of these checkpoints. I have seen it watched it happen. They collect money from each of the trailers that bring in goods to the southeast. From every checkpoint, there is even the one they call the agri something, or who inspect vehicles carrying animals or food products. They are different. And that one is, they give them real levy. And most times, this money collected are not accounted for. They are unauthorized. I don't know what to say is the actual reason, but...
Okay, let's look at, we hear that the community, we'll talk about police reform in a moment, but we hear about that the community is visibly shaking, there's protest everywhere. How do you think the police command can handle this situation? How should this issue be treated? Because, of course, this is not the first time we're hearing that, someone died out of, over something like this, and of course, as a result of his extrajudicial killing. So how should this latest incident be treated or be addressed by the police command?
Yeah, first the police has to begin to monitor seriously their men on patrol, on checkpoints. There must be a way to see what they do even while they're on duty there on the roads. Secondly, I also believe that a number of these policemen are overarmed. If you go to countries like Benin Republic, you don't even see police with arms. They have a whistle. Those with arms are hidden somewhere. If they see any threat to security, they blow their whistle and people come out. But this time around, you see policemen in Nigeria, all of them carrying, if there are 10, they have 10 AK-47 with them. So that at any least provocation, a policeman whose temper is hot will just pull it, just like they did today in Otocha. So the police must reduce, first of all, the number of checkpoints on the roads, and then create a kind of control room in their headquarters, where they must monitor the activities of these people and give them communication equipment so that once there's a problem, the DPO or the area commander or the police commissioner will be contacted so that this type of thing will not happen again. But I believe the onus is on the police to begin to retrain and train their men to know that even their law says you cannot shoot fatally except in extreme situations where your life is threatened, or the lives of others are threatened. So the police is trained to shoot at non-vital parts of the body, if they must shoot at all. So, but that's it.
An incident like this can severely actually impact public trust. Let's talk about, over time we'll talk about the need for police reforms, how we should start the reforms, from recruitment stage, to training, and of course, finally integrating or admitting them into serving the nation. It will seem that we're back to where we're coming from in the first place, because it looks like this conversation about reforms has been flogged.
Well, I wouldn't be able to speak a lot about police reforms, but I know that the problem of this country, including the police, is not lack of laws. Every law is in place for everything to be done orderly in the police force. I'm very sure of that. But the actual thing that happens is lack of supervision of those who are on duty. Because, for instance, they tell you bail is free in the Nigerian police station. But you and I know that sometimes when you go there, bail is not free. So there are laws saying don't even do a lot of things like shooting deadly to kill. And then the police, they have all the acts. There's a police act with a lot of regulations on what to do and what not to do. So I believe the police must look deeply into the activities of their men and begin to issue all the appropriate punishment for those who disobey the laws of the police. That is one area I think they should.
So if you asked to recommend, so what would that be in terms of measures to put in place to ensure accountability, holding them accountable, and of course anyone who is liable of such offense, will be brought to justice?
Effective command and control arrangement. I mean, somebody is issued arms to go to the field and work, who does he report to? I'm sure in every police checkpoint, there must be a leader. And these leaders that guide others must control the men on duty. And as they control the men on duty in the field, there must be a communication between them and another control room at headquarters, so that this type of thing will not happen ordinarily without one of them being aware that he didn't just get the man and shoot, meet the man and shot him. They must have been altercations. They could have argued. So in the process of that argument, a senior officer should have come, oh, no, stop. So I believe the onus is just on the police to know exactly what they need to do to stop all these things. So I suggest effective command and control. Who is in charge of these units? What are they supposed to be doing that they're not doing? And how are they supervised to make sure that while out there in the field to do this job, that they are not torturing Nigerians, they are not dehumanizing Nigerians, they are not doing things that, a lot of other things that they do, which I'm not prepared to start talking about all of them. So that the onus is on the police, high command to do something, especially in the southeast.
Retired Foreign Service Officer and former SA to the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Ambassador Ejikeze. Thank you for coming on the News Night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.